Hello everyone. In this video, we will go through the profit margin worksheet of the BA2 Plus calculator to solve for problems involving profit margin. In addition, we will also cover a related concept, the markup. We will be using the percent change worksheet to solve for the markup problems. Let's take a look at the profit margin worksheet. The profit margin worksheet can be activated by pressing the second key and then the number 3, the profit margin worksheet. There are altogether 3 variables. The variable CST corresponds to the cost. The variable SEL corresponds to the selling price. And then the last variable MAR denotes the profit margin. Let's take a look at a series of examples. A pair of sunglasses is sold at a regular unit selling price of $195.99, and the profit margin is 45%. What is the cost of the sunglasses? The variable CST corresponds to the cost. We need to compute it. And then the variable SEL is the selling price, $195.99. The variable MAR, the profit margin, is 45%. Activate the profit margin worksheet by pressing second, and then profit, which is the number 3, and then clear the previous work by pressing second and then clear work. We can start the input. The variable CST, we need to compute it. So we skip that by pressing the down arrow to the next variable SEL. Key in the number 195.99. Press enter. And then the next variable, MAR. Press the down arrow to get to MAR and key in the value 45. Press enter. And then we can press the down arrow key to get back to the variable CST, the cost. Pressing the CPT button to compute the cost. And we get the cost of the sunglasses, $107.79. The next question. A retailer wants to price a calculator at the MSRP of $37.99, where MSRP corresponds to the manufacturer's suggested retail price. If the retailer can acquire the calculator of $15.59, what is the profit margin? The variable CST, 15.59, the cost. And the variable SEL, the selling price, $37.99. And we need to get the profit margin. Activate the profit margin worksheet and then key in the value for the CST, which is 15.59. Press the enter key. And then the next variable, SEL, 37.99. Press enter. and then press the down arrow to get to the variable MAR. We are going to compute this variable by pressing the CPT button. And we get the profit margin, 58.9629%. Let's move on to the next one. The owner of a clothing boutique is setting the price for a designer dress. The cost of the dress is $75. The owner wants to achieve a 60% profit margin. What should be the regular selling price for the designer dress? The variable cost $75. We need to compute the selling price. The profit margin is 60%. Key in the variable using the calculator, the variable CST, $75. Enter. Press the down arrow, we get to the variable SEL. We need to compute this variable, so we skip that. Press the down arrow again. Key in the value for MAR, which is 60. Press enter. And then I press the up arrow to get back to the variable SEL. Press the CPT button. And we get the selling price, $187.50. These are the problems related to profit margin. Let's consider another concept, the markup. For the profit margin, it is defined as the difference between the selling price and the cost, expressed as a percentage of the selling price. For the markup, it is the selling price minus the cost, and then expressed as a percentage of the cost. For problems involving profit margin, we use the profit margin worksheet. For problems involving markup, we use the percent change worksheet. Let's get to the percent change worksheet. The percent change worksheet can be activated by pressing the second key and then the number 5. There are 4 variables. The variable old corresponds to the original value. The variable new corresponds to the current value. The variable %CH is the percent change, and the variable PD corresponds to the number of consecutive periods. For problems involving markup, the variable old corresponds to the cost, and the variable new corresponds to the selling price. The variable percent change is the markup percent, and for markup problem, PD always equals 1. Let's solve some markup problems. A pair of sunglasses is sold at a regular unit selling price of $195.99, and the markup is 45%. What is the cost of the sunglasses? The variable O is the cost. We need to compute it. The variable new corresponds to the selling price, which is $195.99. The variable percent change, 45%. We key in 45. the variable PD equals 1. Activate the percent change worksheet by pressing second 5, and then clear all the previous work by pressing second and then clear work. The variable old, we need to compute it. So we skip that, press the down arrow to get to the variable new, key in the number 195.99, press the enter key, and then move down to get to the variable %ch, the percent change, which is the markup 45%, key in 45, and then enter. Press the down arrow to get to the variable PD, enter 1, and then press the enter button. And then get back to the variable O. I press the down arrow, press the CPT button to get the cost of the sunglasses. $135.17. The next example. A retailer wants to price a calculator at the MSRP of $37.99. If the retailer can acquire the calculator for $15.59, what is the markup? Enter the corresponding variable, the variable O, 15.59, the cost of the calculator. And then the variable new, the selling price, 37.99. The percent change variable, the markup, we need to calculate it. PD equals 1. Let's key in the variable into the calculator. Variable O, we get 15.59. Enter. And then the variable new, 37.99. Enter. Percent change, we skip that. We need to compute it. And then PD equals 1. Press the up or down arrows to get back to the percent change variable. Press the CPT button to get the answer. The markup is 143.6818%. The next example. The owner of a clothing boutique is setting the price for a designer dress. The cost of the dress is $75, and the owner adds a 60% markup. What is the regular selling price for the designer dress? The variable O, the cost of the dress is $75. We need to get the selling price. The markup corresponds to the variable percent change is 60. PD equals 1. Head to the calculator, key in the corresponding variables. Variable O, 75. And then the variable new, we need to calculate it. The variable %CH is 60. And then PD equals 1. Get back to the variable new. Compute it by pressing the CPT button. We get the answer $120, the selling price for the designer dress. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.